Hello everybody, happy Friday. It's Friday again. I don't know where the week has gone this week. I've been busy, which is probably partly why the time has gone so quickly. Have the rest of you found that it's gone fast? I don't know. The older I get, the faster the time goes, for sure. So it's 2 o'clock on Friday. That means that I am stamping and crafting with you live from my own craft room in the sunny, at the moment, New Forest. We've had every weather you can think of for the last couple of days. Yesterday we had snow showers, we had sleet, we had rain, we had gale force winds, we had sunshine, we had cloud, we had it all. This morning we had mist, we've had just one wintry shower today. I couldn't work out whether it was sleet or snow. It's still blowing a gale. It's bitterly cold because it's coming right down from the north. But at the moment the sun is out, there's quite a lot of blue sky, and I think the forecast for the weekend is more cold weather. So if you're watching, let me know if you can hear me okay. As always, it's a bit of a lottery with whether or not my microphone is going to work. I'm just going to flick over to my iPad and find myself and check that what you can see looks okay from my point of view. But what I can't tell is the volume, so do let me know if you can hear me okay. Belinda's here. Hi Belinda. Can you hear me okay, Belinda? Is it all working for me today? You can hear me fine. Fabulous. That makes me very happy. Thank you very much for the feedback. Okay, so you aren't far from me, Belinda, so I know the weather will have been the same for you. It's absolutely crazy out there. April the 1st, maybe that's got something to do with it. So I would like to know what you are doing this weekend. Are you doing anything? Are you going out? Are you braving the cold? Anybody who's listening from a truly cold place will probably think I'm a southern wimp, and maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But goodness me, we had all that beautiful warm weather a week ago and now it's absolutely bitter. Never mind, never mind. It's warm and cozy in my craft room. I've got a blanket I can put over my knees and I can hunker down, and then I'm happy. All right, so I can see there's quite a few of you watching, which is fantastic. I can't always see who you are, I just get numbers. Oh, Maureen's here. Hi Maureen, lovely to see you, or at least metaphorically see you. Thanks for joining us, and thank you as well for saying that you can hear me okay. That's good news. All right, so what have I got to tell you about my world and about the Stampin' Up world? I've got a busy week of classes next week. I've got my monthly card classes, and a week tomorrow I've got my spring extravaganza, which is an all-day class. I'm really looking forward to doing that. It's always a fun day. I've got some baking to do for that because there's always cake at my in-person classes. What else? Tomorrow morning, I'm very excited. I'm doing a Stampin' Up event. It's a virtual event, so I don't have to change out of my PJs if I don't want to. And we will have a 3-hour session in the morning. It's called On Tour. So it's just a half a day, if you like, of talking mainly about the annual catalogue. And I will show you what arrived in my post today in just a minute when I turn the camera down. It was very exciting indeed. What was even more exciting is that this morning I was able to order just a few of the new things that will be coming in the catalogue. So that's very exciting. I've ordered some ink pads and Stampin' Blends markers and card and paper in the new colours. A couple of the colours haven't made their way into the warehouse yet, so although I've ordered some 12 by 12 card, I couldn't get A4 card in those colours, so I won't have much of a couple of the colours yet, but I'm sure it's on its way on the high seas somewhere, I should think, at the moment. And I've ordered a few other things as well, which I will be busy crafting with, and I will show you a little bit nearer the time when you too will be able to actually get them. But my catalogue also arrived this morning, so I've been stroking that. I'm very excited. When I turn the camera down, I will show you the cover. I'm not allowed to show you anything else of it. Can't show you the insides at all. But I have also ordered many boxes of catalogues, which I will be sending out to all of my customers who have attended a class or ordered from me in the last 6 months. If you're not one of those people, but you would like a catalogue and you don't have a demonstrator you work with, then let me know and I will very happily send you one. Carol's here and Sandy's here. Hello to both of you, and they say hello to everyone. So Belinda says that her catalogue arrived this morning too. Belinda is on my team, which is fantastic. Just after she'd done her pre-order. Her bank manager will be relieved that she couldn't order everything she wanted. Yes, mine too, Belinda. And yes, I got up early and ordered, not ridiculously early. I was on the computer at about 6:30. Because sometimes it gets really, really busy later in the day, but actually everything went through very, very smoothly. And then my catalogue arrived with the post at about 11:30. So never mind, I will enjoy looking at that. My wish list always changes when I've got a paper copy of the catalogue in my hands rather than having to just look at an electronic one on a screen. Right, Kay is here and she says hello to everyone too. Hi Kay, lovely to have you with us. All right, so what else do you need to know? A week today, which is April the 8th, booking closes for my in-person card class for May and also for my May card class by post. So if you don't live close to me but you'd like to do one of my classes, you can do my monthly card class by post. It's 6 cards. I send you photos and written instructions and everything you need to create the cards except for ink and stamps. Stampin' Up don't allow me to include stamped images in packs, but what I do is give you lots of ideas for other things that you could use if you don't have the exact same stamps that I used. And it's not normally a problem, and quite often the cards you create with your own choices of stamps are even nicer than they might have been had you just followed my instructions. So card class by post, bookings for that close on Friday next week. If you'd like any more information, you can send me a messenger message or you can email me. My email address will be on the table when I put the camera down. It's handmadeathome@hotmail.co.uk. What else? Anything else to tell you? No, I don't think there is. So I think maybe without further ado, I will put the camera down. That always takes a little bit of fiddling around, and then we will get on with some crafting. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to try and cover you over. I had a meeting with my team earlier this week, and I could not get anything to stick on my camera lens, so they just had to shut their eyes as I moved everything around. But I'm hoping that it will work much better today. Okay, let's see how that's going to look. Let's reveal everything. I'll have to wait to see what you can see until my iPad catches up, which is never quick. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? So we're a little bit skew-if, and I'm trying to work out what I need to move to make that less skew-if. Move my iPad back. It's got something behind it, that's why it won't go right back. Ooh, there's a stray ink pad there. Let me move that out of the way. Push that out. All right. Move some cables. And I need to clip up my microphone cable. Right, here we go. We're very high tech here. This is what I use to clip up my microphone cable. Okay, so I need a little bit of slack so I can actually move, but not so much that it's going to get in the way of everything. Right, hopefully that's more or less going to be it. All right, I think we're there. So this is the annual catalogue. Look how shiny it is. I haven't even dog-eared a page in it yet. So there's a beautiful stamp set on the front. New die there. This die here is fantastic. Look at that. You can give you the look of a piece of notebook paper you've torn out, but you haven't torn it out. It's just really nice and neat. That may not appeal to all of you, but I absolutely love that. And the look of the cover is actually quite similar to the current one. There's lots of pale space. We've got this kind of frame around here. It's different, but it's sort of similar as well, but I really like it. So there we go, the new annual catalogue, and I'm sorry that I can't open it up and show you, but I am absolutely forbidden to do that. Right, okay, I promised you my email address just in case you're going to need it. There it is. So you can jot that down, handmadeathome@hotmail.co.uk. And I'm going to start to pull out the bits for some crafting. I'm also going to move all the debris across my desk. Right, so today I'm going to be working with Memories and More cards, the printed cards and also the cards and envelopes. Now, these are lovely, and I think they're one of the unsung heroes of the catalogues, perhaps partly because people aren't quite sure what they like or what to do with them. So first of all, let me show you them in the catalogue. So being very careful which catalogue I'm opening. Yes, this is the old, well not the old, the current one. And of course what I haven't said to you is, don't forget about the retiring list. I emailed this out to everybody who's on my mailing list, and you can also find everything if you go to my website, everything in my online shop. There is a special listing for everything that is discontinuing from this catalogue. I went through my catalogue and I've highlighted everything in yellow that is going. Quite a few things have now sold out. So if you had favourites from this, you may actually be able to get them at a discount. The discounts this year are amazing. There's a lot of things at 40 and 50% off. So do have a look at that list online. And you'll also be able to see what's carrying over, which if it's still on your wish list, you can wait a little bit longer before you buy it and spend your money on some reduced items at the moment, which would be a much better plan. This catalogue, which is the mini catalogue, is not changing at all for the moment. So nothing in here has been discounted and nothing on here is while stocks last. This is all technically available for at least, I was going to say at least another month. To see, here we go. Yeah, so this runs through to the end of June. So in June, possibly at the very end of May, we will know what's clear. I look a little bit like I've frozen. I've frozen on my iPad. I hope I haven't frozen anywhere else. Let me get myself back. Okay, looks like I'm there, hopefully, or have I frozen again? Okay, so I'm right, there we go. I'm so sorry, I lost my internet there. I'm hoping that I'm back for all of you. There we are. I was looking at my camera because my camera had come up with a little message, which is why I was upside down momentarily, but I'm back. So I'm hoping that will all be okay. We'll see. If somebody could let me know if you can hear me again now, and if everything looks okay, I would be grateful. You've got to love technology, haven't you? Maybe it's the cold. I'm just going to carry on in the hope that everything is fine. My iPad's telling me I'm live. It looks like I'm live, so fingers crossed that I indeed am. Okay, I'm just, oops, there we go. Let's put that clip there. Cables everywhere. All right, so this is the current annual catalogue, page 127, and this is where you'll find all the Memories and More items. The picture at the top here shows an album, and you can absolutely use these items for memory keeping. I do a lot of that myself. What I'm actually going to focus on today, though, is using it for card making. Maybe I will come back to memory keeping another time if people are interested. Right, let me move that. Belinda says, yes, she lost me, but I'm back now. Her signal's dodgy too, but the sound is fine. Fabulous. Thank you, Belinda. And Sandy was cursing her internet and moaning to her husband. Yeah, well, you don't have to tell your husband that it wasn't you if you don't want to, Sandy. All right, so all those Memories and More cards that I just showed you are discontinuing. So that's the first thing to say. If you like them, if you like what I've done today, then something that you need to do is to make sure that you order them soon. However, there are also some in the seasonal catalogue here, which I will also show you, and they are continuing as normal, so these will be available until the end of May at least. So they're on here. This is page 59, and these are the items. They're in the Heart and Home suite. Right, so to start with, I'm going to use the hand-penned Memories and More cards, which are absolutely beautiful. And I'll show you what you get when you order them. Now I've got the remains of several packs here, so I'm not showing you one complete pack, but it's indicative of what you get. The packs come with printed cards in 2 sizes and sticker sheets, and the catalogue will tell you how many cards and how many sticker sheets you get. So the big cards are 6 inches by 4 inches. They're double-sided, and you can see I've got a lot the same here. I'll just show you a couple of 3 of these just so you can get some idea. And you can see that some of the designs are ideal for using with memory keeping, but others could be used both for memory keeping and for card making. So that's a card front right there, isn't it? Other things are more background pieces. And if you know the hand pen suite, you'll recognise these pretty floral designs. So that's just an idea of what some of those large cards are like. And then the smaller cards are 3 inches by 4 inches. Again, they're double-sided. Some are portrait format, some are landscape format. Let's just show you one more. There we are. So I have pulled from my little stash of these cards to make what I'm going to do next. I'll just quickly show you the sticker sheets. So these, you can see, work for both card making and for memory keeping. So we've got some blank labels here that you can put on anything you like. This one says today's events, which I might well use in a memory keeping album. But celebrate today, thinking of you, happy birthday are perfect for cards as well. And then you've got these little image stickers here as well, which of course you can use on either. And there are also cards and envelopes available. We did have cards and envelopes that coordinated with those, but they have now sold out, so I'm not going to show you those, or you'll just be sad. But we also have packs of white cards and envelopes. I've actually used all the big cards. I've only got the small ones at the moment. But these are perfectly sized to take one of the cards. I'm just trying to find... Here we go. Let's go with this one. Anything is possible. So that would just attach perfectly to the front of that card. And then there's a coordinating envelope. And then the larger cards also will fit these large cards. So they're cut just a little bit larger than the cards. And they come in an assorted pack with some large and some small. It's just that I had a bit of a card making session and used all the big ones. So I need to make some small ones now. You can see this is the Hand Pen Petals stamp set. And you can see that the designs coordinate really nicely. So I've got some bits and pieces here, and I'm going to put something together so you can see how easy it is. Now you can go as simple or as detailed as you like when you're using these for your card making. You can literally put one of these onto a card base, maybe stamp something on it, and boom, your card is done. You could even use one of the printed stickers, or you can use lots and lots and lots of layers, and you can use embossing, you can use heat embossing, you can use die cutting, you can go absolutely wild. So really the sky's the limit. I find if I'm desperate for a card, I quite often reach for these printed cards because I can put something pretty together very, very quickly. So I've got one of the 6x4 cards here. It's got florals at the bottom and then this kind of wood plank design there. On the back it says remember and then there's space to write, so that would definitely be for a memory keeping album, but for this one I'm going to use this side. And to start with, I'm actually going to cut it down because I want to use my standard card base and my standard layer. So my layer is 5.5 by 3 3/4 inches, so I need to cut this down so it's slightly smaller than that. So I'm going to cut this down to just 1/8 of an inch smaller. So my garden green layer is 3 3/4 inches, so I'm going to cut this to 3 5/8 of an inch, and I'm just looking to see which side I'm going to take that off. I think this side. So what did I say, 3 5/8 of an inch. I'm actually going to take a little bit off each side. I thought I was going to take it all off one side, but I'm not. I'm going to take half off one side and half off the other. There we are. And then I need the height of this to be 5 3/8 of an inch, so I think I'm going to just take it all off. Oops, wrong way. All off the top there. Yeah, that's going to be fine, I think. Let me check. 5 3/8. Yeah, measure twice, cut once. There we are. So that's now going to fit perfectly on my card layer with just a really narrow border around the edge, like that. Okay. So I'm just trying to see where my ink pad is, and I think it's got into one of the other buckets, which is so often the case. Let me just find that. I've got 3 buckets with bits in here on my desk for 3 different projects. There we are. So I'm going to stamp across here, and I think I'm going to use this. Yeah, this happy birthday image. So that is from Artistically Inked. It's this one here. And I've got garden green ink. And I shall just do my absolute best to stamp nice and straight. There we are. I'm going to clean that stamp, because if you could see the clutter on my desk, you would know that there isn't a hope in hell of me not laying at least my arm, if not a project, on top of that inky stamp. So let's just clean that. Alright, so now I just need to layer everything up. Always seems a shame to cover up something on the back, doesn't it? But never mind. In many of the packs you get more than one of each design, so read the catalogue information, which will tell you, but that's good. And as always in the catalogue, it tells you which colours are featured in the card. So I know I've got pale papaya here, I've got garden green, and I've got Highland Heather. So I've chosen a pale papaya card base, so that will just pick up that pale orange nicely. Calling it Highland Heather, actually I think it might be fresh. Is it fresh Frisian? No, I think it is Highland Heather. It is Highland Heather. I looked it up earlier and now I can't remember. Okay. I'm just looking at my stickers here to see if I've got a sticker that will work with that. I think I'm going to use one of these black and white ones for my insert. And I've cleaned that stamp very carefully, but actually I want it for inside as well, so we'll just get it inky again. I'm going to clean it a second time. Put my insert in, and then I've got some ribbon to tie round, and I will probably put some rhinestones or something on there. I thought I would use this ribbon. So this is Fresh Freesia, which I think is why I'm getting confused with my colours. But I thought this would work. It might be too much, we'll see. Let's tie it on and then we'll have a look. But I do love a bit of ribbon on my cards. If you can hear any banging around in the background, that will be my son who's home from work early. He's taken a half day because he's going to Snowdon today. It has been long planned. He's going with a mate and their plan was to climb Snowdon tomorrow, but I don't think they're going to now because the forecast is dreadful. Snow, top temperature in the day -3. So I think he has decided that it would be prudent not to climb Snowdon tomorrow. They'll have to go back and do it another time. He's done it before, but his mate hasn't. But he's just getting I don't know what ready. Yeah, I like that. Right, let's neaten those up. And my bow is slightly skew-if. Rather than retie it and retie it, I'm just going to use a glue dot on it. Oops, wrong way. Let's do it that way. If you know me at all, you'll know how much I love a glue dot for getting a bow to stay how I want it. I'm just going to pick a glue dot up with my scissors and tuck it underneath. Because these are so small, hence they're called mini glue dots, they will actually hold the ribbon really nicely without taking up loads of space. And I'm just going to tuck one more down there. And then I just think it needs a little something. So I thought I might use, what are these called? Polished dots. These are in the January to June mini catalogue. And I thought they might be nice. Actually, I thought I'd got some small ones, but maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, they add a little something without being too in your face. So I'm just, I think, yeah, just going to scatter a few of these around. I could colour them with my blends, but they're just transparent, translucent maybe. I'm dithering. There we go. Sometimes it's best not to overthink. Actually, I'm going to put a couple more on. 3 doesn't look quite enough. That's better. So there we are. That is my first card. Very simple but pretty. I just love this. The colouring on it is so delicate. And then I did make another card with the same cards, just to give you a second idea. And this one I actually put onto one of the small Memories and More card bases that I just showed you. So for this one I actually used 2 cards. I used one like this, and let's just move that a moment. If I put that next to it, you can see that I cut this piece out. So I just used my scissors and just snipped round the outside of that, and I did cut these leaves here where they stick over the edge of that line work there. It's already coloured, but I did, and I don't know if the light will pick it up or not, I did add a little bit of Wink of Stella on some of the petals just to add some sparkle. I don't think that's showing. I don't know if it will if I bring it a bit closer, but anyway, it's there. The little gems are just ordinary rhinestones, which I coloured with my Highland Heather Stamping Blends marker. Because it's an alcohol-based marker, it's permanent, so it colours rhinestones and things beautifully. This little die cut is from the Hydrangea dies, and then that stamp is from Blossoms in Bloom. And then I mounted it on another card. I haven't got another one the same, but basically a card like this, just with a background design, and then popped the whole lot onto one of the Memories and More card bases. So there we are, very simple and quick. I'm just going to clear up a little bit. I'll leave you those to look at for a moment. If you've got any questions, let me know. Carol saying that she put in an order. Carol is also a demonstrator on my team, which is also very nice. And so she was able to order some things this morning. She says that I'll be pleased to know that she's just put her order in this morning. There was only one of the stamp sets she wanted was available, which was a shame. Yeah, never mind, Carol. We've only got a month to wait, and then we can get it all. I know there's lots of things that I would like that we couldn't get early, but having anything early I think is a bonus. It's one of the great things about being a demonstrator, that we can actually order items early before they're available to anybody else. All right, so I'm just going to pop that little lot away. Pop them down on the ground. And I've just realised actually I'm confusing my my designs. What I've actually just shown you, this card here, there we go. This wasn't from Hand Pen Petals at all. This was actually from Heart and Home, which is the next one I'm going to show you. So not to worry, as that leads me very nicely into Heart and Home. So the Heart and Home cards, now these are in the January to June mini catalogue. And there we go, that's the one I've just been using, isn't it? Was anybody there saying, that doesn't look like hand-penned petals to me? So again, a selection of large cards, which if you've got any of the paper, you'll recognise the designs of, or the stamps. Selection of small cards, and a selection of sticker sheets. The stickers are really pretty. So there we go. That's one of those cards I've just shown you. So that's from Heart and Home. And there are some Heart and Home card bases and envelopes, and these are still current, so you can get these easily. So the small cards, let me just do that with my bone folder so it'll sit flatter. I've got this lovely wood grain design on them. And the envelopes, if I can get them out, are cinnamon cider, and then they have this lovely bee design printed inside them. So that's the small envelope designs, and then the small cards will just fit on top of there nicely, and the large cards are stripy. And they come with blue envelopes with a matching stripe inside. And the envelope's got a kind of a textured print on it, and then stripy inside. So these are the card bases and envelopes which go with the Heart and Home cards. So all the colours will coordinate. If you know Heart and Home, you'll know that there are two stamp sets. It's a mega suite, and you'll see that these images coordinate. If I show you that card I just made, this image here is this one, and you've got the little bees. They were on the insides of those envelopes, they're on lots of the cards, and so on. So if you've got the stamps, they will coordinate with the cards, but they don't have to. Alright, so this is one I made earlier, which is the same suite. I took this card, which is what I used for my centerpiece. Now this has got Beautiful Day on it. I didn't want Beautiful Day, I wanted Thank You. So I took another large card here, and as you can see I trimmed it down, and then I used the part I trimmed off for stamping on. So I stamped Thank You, and then I just put it up on dimensionals over Beautiful Day. So that went there like that, and then I've just layered it on Fresh Freesia card. And that's that. I've added a little pale papaya bow, so that picks up the pale papaya there. And these are the In Colour jewels. These are discontinuing, so if you like those, get them while you can. And then inside I used one of the coordinating stamps to stamp inside. Haha, sorry about that, Carol. Carol was searching through her hand-penned Memories and More cards looking for this one, and unsurprisingly not able to find it because it wasn't in there. Okay, so those actually are from hand-penned. No, they're not. Shall I go away and come back? These are from Heart and Home. Heart and Home, which are in the January to June mini catalogue. So that's where you'll find these. Hand-penned is in the annual catalogue, and they are discontinuing, but these will be available for some time yet. Right, let me move on. What else have I got to show you? So I thought the final set I would show you is called, and I can never remember, What a Year. These are in the annual catalogue. These are also discontinuing. So once again, small cards, large cards, and sticker sheets. Now these are perhaps a little bit more leaning towards memory keeping. Got lots of things with dates on them, but then they are illustrated on the back. So generally, if you've got a journaling panel on one side, on the other side you've just got an image, and it's quite an eclectic mix of colours and patterns. I won't go through them all. I mean, that one looks like, if that was on a card base, something you'd pull out at any card shop. That would make a brilliant birthday card. Much nicer because you'd made it yourself. So there we go. That gives you kind of a flavour for the large cards. So lots of cute patterns and designs. And the sticker sheets, again, not entirely but largely would be for journaling or for memory keeping. So we've got days of the week, we've got numbers, so you could do dates or ages, and then we've got week 1 up to week 51. And they coordinate really nicely with the Days to Remember stamp set. You may remember a while ago I worked with this stamp set, which is a calendar set, although it's also got some useful words here, including Happy Birthday. I'm just going to drink some tea because my voice feels very croaky. Okay, my apologies to Belinda as well, who was also searching her hand-penned cards for that particular one. I thought I was so organised. I had everything in 3 little containers here for the 3 card sets I was going to show you, and unfortunately I put some things from one into another. That's how it happened. All right. So I thought I would make a card using those because they're not quite so obviously easy to make into cards. So I thought I'd also make a different sized card here. So this is one of the 6x4 cards from that What a Year card pack. I really like these houses, they're very jolly. It's got patterns on the back. So this is 6 inches by 4 inches, and so I've just cut a layer to mat it onto, which is just 1/8 of an inch bigger all the way round. And I picked out Evening Evergreen, which is the dark green that's in these. And using this liquid glue does mean I can slide that card and get those very narrow borders even. And when I saw this one, it struck me that it would make a perfect new home card. So then I thought, well, which other colour shall I pull out? And I decided to pull out Poppy Parade. And I've cut a matting layer that's a little bit bigger for that. And this is definitely one of those cards. Please tell me I'm not the only person that makes cards like this. You get something through the post that says, we've moved. And you think, oh gosh, I need to send them a card. And it's a busy week. And you just need to put something together really quickly. And it struck me that this would be a perfect card for that. So there we are. And that's my card base in Evening Evergreen again. My card base measures 7 by 5. So it's quite a big card. I usually make a standard C6 card, but sometimes it's nice to make something a bit bigger. So I'm just going to pop that on there. So this is a really quick card, as you can see. All I had to do was think about which colours I wanted to use from the printed card. And then I just wanted something on there that basically said Happy New Home. Now, I have to confess that this is a retired stamp, which I've kept because it's a really nice size. But I have cut them out with some new dies. These are in the January to June mini catalogue, and they're called Beautiful Shapes dies. There is a stamp set that coordinates with it, which I don't have, but I did like the die shapes. So you can sort of make mosaics and all sorts out of these, or you can use them as labels and what have you. So there's a series of circles here, and the largest one has got a line round it that embosses. It looks a little bit like you've got a biro and gone round and round like that. We've got all these hexagons in different sizes. Got some diamonds, some triangles, and these two label-y type shapes here, which again have got that embossed shape around them. So I stamped my Happy New Home words and cut them out using that die. And then I pulled out a scrap of Poppy Parade, which is the same red I've been using, and there we go, that's how it fits. Cut this larger die, which is quite an irregular sort of shape. It's quite fun, and I'll lift it up and try and show you the embossed line on it. I don't know how well it will show. Let's just see. Oh yeah, I think you can see that on there. Oops, I need to move. I always have things too far towards me because I can never remember where the actual camera is on my phone. There we are. Okay. So I think, yeah, that's just going to go down there, and I think probably off the edge, and then I will probably put that stamped one on some foam pads. So I could definitely knock this together in the evening after work if I had got one of those we've moved cards in the post. So sometimes a really quick card is a good thing to have up your sleeve. There we are. And when I was thinking about this one, I was on a bit of a roll, so I did make a birthday card using similar dimensions and another one of the large printed cards. So this card has a pool party background and these nice little pots of flowers on it, and I just cut a piece of white card that was 6 inches across and stamped my sentiment in the middle of it. This one is from Flowering Tulips stamp set. It says, "No one deserves a happier birthday than you." Layered it onto some Poppy Parade and some pool party card, and then a Poppy Parade card base. It's the same size again, a 7x5 card base, which means my card was 7x10 inches to start with. So 10 this way and 7 that way. And then I just added some red rhinestones just for a little bit of bling. Inside I stamped "It's Your Day, Enjoy It," which is from this set, Happiest of Birthdays. This is going, so if you would like this set, I know lots and lots of you have got this, but if you haven't and you've had your eye on it, this is disappearing. So don't wait before you order it. And then I used one of the stickers from the sticker pack with the cards just for inside, so it's another one of those little vases. So bigger cards, very, very simple these, but making the most of that large, really nice, bright and cheery printed card. And I'm just going to drink some more tea. So Marjorie, who is also in my team, is saying that her catalogue has arrived. The joy of being a demo, we get our catalogues early. So if you would like that too, just let me know that you're interested in finding out a little bit more about joining Stampin' Up. You do not have to demonstrate, although I hope you will, but you don't have to. So yes, you too would get your catalogues early if that was the case. All right, so that's those. Now, there is one more, which of course I was going to make you when I was talking right at the start about the hand-penned items. So here we are. I'll do that one now. So gone back to hand-penned. These cards are from the hand-penned card pack. So I've pulled out a small one here and a larger one which is more of a background. And then I thought about which colours I was going to use. So I decided that I would use pale papaya and yellow, which are nice spring colours. And I've got shaded spruce for my green, and I've got my Stampin' blends in those colours. So the first thing I'm going to do is to colour in my little card here. And if you look at, I've got the sticker sheet here. Actually that's bigger, let me show you that. The whole style of hand-penned is very loose watercoloured flowers with a darker outline. So I'm going to try and mimic that when I colour in my flowers here. So I'm not going to colour them in, going carefully within the lines. I'm going to be a lot looser than that. Yes, we'll see. Hopefully that will work well. So what have we got here? I've got Daffodil Delight. This is the light Stampin' blends. So I'm just going to kind of flick some colour around. I'm not going to worry about if I go over the edges. I think that actually I'm going to intentionally go over the edges a little bit. This is the darker Daffodil Delight. Actually, let me use the other end. I've just had a new set of these arrive. That brush tip is a little bit frayed. There we go. Hasn't been taking up the ink properly. Okay, so this one might be a little bit scrappy, that one, but never mind. Once the others are on there and there's some bling, it will be fine. And then I'm going to add in some pale papaya in both the dark and the light. And And then I've got my light shaded spruce blend here. We don't do a garden green, but this is a pretty good comparison green. There we are. So that's some very, very messy colouring, which anybody can do. And then I'm going to cut out the shape on that outer border. Now you could just use the card as it is. If you hate cutting out with scissors, then you don't need to do it. I actually love snipping things out. So any excuse and I'll whip out my paper snips. If you haven't got a really sharp pair of small scissors, I can highly recommend the paper snips. They're sharp right to the end of the blade and they really are super sharp. They make cutting out really effortless. There we are. So that then is my main motif. I'm going to raise that up on here and I'm going to have to cut this card down. So my card panel, front panel is 5 3/4 by 4 inches. So this needs to be 5 1/2 inches by 3 3/4 inch. That's just come 1/4 inch down on my card base. Looking if this has got any way. No, that really is an all over pattern. It doesn't matter which way up I put that. So I'm going to pop that on there. If you like colouring, this would be a lovely card to actually colour in. My card base is Daffodil Delight, so it's a lovely, literally a daffodil yellow. It's really pretty. Pop some dimensionals on this to pop it up. That's the small ones. Where's the big ones? Here they are. And I've got a couple of edge pieces which will be useful for borders. If I can get them off. There we are. Just fill in some of the gaps. I want to make sure this is supported so it doesn't get squashed going through the post. You may be able to see where my alcohol ink markers have bled through the card, so always use them on top of some scrap paper or a table protector or something. That doesn't matter if it gets ink bleeding through onto it. You don't want to get it all over your beautiful wooden dining table. Pop that there. Just get rid of some of this debris. And then on here I've got a happy birthday sticker there. So this could go in lots of different places, but I think I'm going to pop it down there. And I popped this up, so I'm actually going to pop the sticker up as well. Some dimensionals on there, and then I'm just going to dust the back of it to get rid of some of that sticky. If I put this down now, it will get held up by the dimensionals, but if anything gets pressed on the rest of it in between the dimensionals, it'll push it down onto the card, and because that's sticky it will stick, so I'll end up with a lumpy bumpy sentiment. So I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy. We don't sell these anymore unfortunately, but you can get them on places like eBay. It's just got powdered French chalk in it, and if you do heat embossing you've probably got one of these. You could use just a little bit of talcum powder if you prefer, if you've got any of that handy, just to dust over that and stop it being quite so sticky. There we are. That's better. So now I'm going to take off the backing of my dimensionals. I obviously didn't do that first, otherwise I would have dusted the adhesive on those as well. And pop this down at the bottom. And then I've got a few more of these polished dots here. I'm just going to scatter them. I keep wanting to add flower centres, but actually I think these are better just scattered around. Just for a little something. Now I could add a bow, I could put some ribbon down the side, I could have put many more layers on here if I wanted to, but I'm not. So I'm going to bring back in my same happy birthday stamp, my same garden green ink for my insert. And then I'm going to use this little sticker here on there as well, which will echo the black and white flowers on the front of the card. There we are. So this is the card I should have made at the very beginning. If I hadn't got muddled, but never mind, you've got it now. So that is my hand penned card, and let me pull back the other one that I had to show you, which is also hand penned. Let's get it right this time. There we are. So don't be frightened to cut up your cards. You can use the stickers, or you can make your own greetings. You can add some bling, some Wink of Stella, whatever you like. And I'm going to bring back the other ones as well. So these two are the hand-penned cards. So these are discontinuing. Get them while you can. These two are the What a Year cards. These are also discontinuing. Let me move those up a little bit more. And then finally, these are Heart and Home. You will be able to continue to get these until towards the end of May at the very earliest. So plenty of time to get these. So just bring in all your favourite techniques. I think the printed cards can sometimes seem like a bit of a cheat, but actually you can use all your card making techniques. You can make a really quick and easy card if that's what you need. You can do colouring, you can do fussy cutting, you can add die cuts, you can colour your own embellishments. I haven't, but I could have added heat embossing, dry embossing. There's no end to what you can do. You can add colour to many of them. So they're really a jumping off point. Yes, if you need a quick card, they are absolutely fantastic, but you can use your favourite techniques and make something that's taken you absolutely ages if that's the way you want to go instead. So I encourage you to have another look at them. If you haven't got some already, get some in your craft stash. And I am just going to turn the camera up, so I'm going to cover you over for a minute, hopefully stop everything moving around. There we go, let's get me up the right way. There we are. A couple of comments there. Carol's got her catalogue too. Excellent, I'm very pleased, Carol. So those of you who are demonstrators who've joined Stampin' Up, you've got your catalogues. If you haven't got them by now, they will be on their way. For everybody else, I've ordered mine and I will get them to you. If you don't think you're likely to be getting a catalogue from me but you would like one, then just message me or email me and I will make sure that I send one out to you. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Stay warm, wear lots of layers. I will be back at 2 o'clock next Friday, which is the 8th. I haven't decided yet what I'm doing, but I will put up a Facebook event here at some point after the weekend. So keep your eyes open for that, but I hope you'll be able to join me. And thank you very much. And until next week, bye-bye.